Hey guys, I'm Booker. She's Ellie. I think they knew that though. How are you?
Oh, I forgot that was there.
Who's he talking to?
Yeah. I'm good.
Nice to see you.
You too.
Where you been hiding?
Good question. I've been in New York a bit.
Yeah.
And just kind of back and forth from New York and London, really.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing my own thing and not music related, mostly.
Yeah. How do you kill time? Do you think about music?
Yeah, but it's actually been nice to not be completely immersed in that world. I mean, I love to train, work out. So like that's sort of like a ritual for me. And then, I like to read and just do normal things. I started cooking. Well, actually, do you know, it's a really good question. What the hell have I been doing?
What the hell have you been up to?
Yeah.
All right, you said you cook. What new have you cooked that you didn't know how to make before that now you're like, you know what? I can make pasta or whatever.
Well, I made banana bread the other day, which worked out really nicely.
Yeah.
Then I started getting into quiches quite a lot.
Wow.
And they're hard.
Yeah.
They're like, there's a lot more to them if you make the crust.
Yeah.
That's kind of it.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of, for me, like, obviously I don't cook like, a fillet of something because I'm vegetarian. So I just have to like go with, whatever vegetarian stuff. Curries
What's your finest tragedy? Cooking.
My finest tragedy?
Yeah, the one that just did not work out. You tried and... Not in your life, by the way.
A lot of things. But I definitely made a quiche that I think gave my boyfriend like a bad stomach. Oops.
Whoops. So you say you stay away from music. Does that mean you don't write at all? Do you still, obviously, you got a notepad somewhere. You still come up with ideas. You write them down, and you say, "I'll touch this in 6 months." How does that work?
Oh, I write things down, and then sometimes I'll get in the studio like once or twice. Like this was like a year ago. I'll get in the studio for like a couple of days, and I kind of like to just shut everything out, and things in my personal life were changing quite drastically, and actually professionally. So I was going to the studio, I would go in the studio and then pull up like, I might play something, and then like a lyric will just resonate with that with that sound. But often, I have to admit, I write lyrics on flights after a few glasses of something. And I thought, oh my God, this is sick. And then land, look at it and think, rubbish. So that happens a lot, yeah. Alcohol makes you think you're
Is that typical? You'll look at it and go, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But in the moment, you really do think it's good.
Oh, I'm like, oh my God,
this is a hit.
This is like Beatles song. And then land and I'm like, nope. Yeah.
What's the easiest song for you that you wrote that just came to you? That just said, oh, this is it, without being drunk? Yeah.
I guess... I don't know if you remember that song, Anything Could Happen. Do you remember that? The one that goes, hee, hee, hee. Well, that kind of just was like written in like 20 minutes and it's just done. I don't know where it came from, but that's why I always say that that's the song I'm most proud of, because it's just like it's just one of those songs that I'd play at any festival, and even if they didn't know me that well, they just know that song, and it's kind of like like what gets into your head, so I was quite happy about that one.
Let's talk festivals for a second. I saw you at Coachella. I think that's the last time you played around here, I believe. I've been to a few of your shows here.
Yeah.
I was surprised by how hard it was. A Saturday night show you did. You were like main stage, probably before
LCD sound system.
Yes. And I'd never seen you work harder. You were stomping around the stage.
I always say that it will be the death of me. I'll just because I like that. I remember that was a show where I was just like, I was like giving everything. It was like to fight to the death kind of thing.
Yeah.
I just like something just takes over me like the devil when I'm on stage, and people like I'll meet people who are like I'll be acquainted with for like a year or something, and then they'll say, oh, I got to see you live sometime. I'm like, yeah, come and see me play, and they come and see me, and they're just like speechless afterwards, not because I was like amazing, but because they just don't know who that was. They're like, well, it's definitely not the Ellie that I've got to know or whatever. And then Glastonbury was another one, because Glastonbury is always one where you feel like you have to, I feel like if you're a female artist that isn't like a rock, plays rock music, then you really have to win people over and try and prove yourself, which is kind of annoying. But so like by the end of it, I was like I had nothing left in the tank. I was just like, I could have collapsed. But I think I won some people over. I think I gained some fans. So
well, I would say that from
they're
Coachella
tough.
because I don't know if a lot of people, who knows who they're coming for anymore. You can't figure out a Coachella crowd. I don't know if it's just they're there for the drugs. I have no idea what they're there for anymore. But that night I really felt
It's
like...
just say that you've been there, I reckon.
Yeah, I've been there a couple of times, yeah. But... watching you that night, you were on 10, and I really felt that you were really trying. Like, hey, this is what I do. And
well, it's like it's this like English girl with like a guitar that's too big for me because I'm so tiny.
Right.
Coming over and thinking that I can play Coachella Festival. And so there's always a part of me that's like. There's the one half of me that's like, I'm here for a reason, and they booked me for a reason. And there's another part of me that's just like, who do you think you are coming over here? Like, and so like there's, it's kind of like a battle between that. So I can't ever like live with like not putting everything into a show because if one person went away being like, oh God, that was a bit half-assed, then I would, that would kill me. So. Yeah.
Is that struggle on stage, or is it mostly before the show? Is that going on in your head literally while you're performing?
No, I mean, it's literally like the way that I change from like before stage to stage is like so different. Like it's complete contrast, the two personalities. Yeah. Where
are you going with music now? You got Close to Me out. How did that come about? What was your part in this? Did you write the lyrical parts? Did you present it?
Yeah.
Where did Swae Lee come from? Like, what happened? Put this together for me. Put this all together for us.
Well, I wrote the lyrics, yeah.
Okay.
And I had this demo, and then Diplo got involved because he loved the song. He just connected with it, and so he put his magic on it. And I always knew that he would do something amazing. And then, it just sort of became what it was supposed to be. And then Swae wanted to get on it as well. So I was like, great, I'll do any work.
What's it like when this is your song, but you pass it off to somebody, or do you just kind of wipe your hands and you go, I'm cool with how it comes back with what Diplo's going to do? Or is this a collaboration where it comes back and you go, I don't know about this. Can we do it this way? How does that work?
Wes is one of those producers that I just knew he was going to do what I wanted to do on it. There might have been like a few tweaks, here and there, but he's just so good, and everything he does is genius, I think. So, yeah, I mean, there's definitely been times where I've sent a track away to a producer and they didn't quite get the vision that I had in my head. But it's really hard to replicate your vision through someone else. It's really difficult. So you just have to sort of go with the next best thing, really.
What are you going to do album-wise next? What's the highway
album
look like
will be
here?
Next year. But, like, I've got this really annoying thing where I just keep making new songs, and then it kind of just throws everything into disarray because everyone's like, oh, well, maybe we should now release this one. It's quite a nice problem to have, really. But I've just got a lot of songs at this point, and I just want to know. I'm just really, the battle is like what I think I want people to hear, and also like I want people to get to know me a bit more in the least cheesiest sense. Is that like obviously I've had these songs that I've released and been on the radio, but I look forward to kind of I love hearing myself on the radio. It's the most epic thing. Like I said, when I come here and hear myself on the radio, it's the biggest thrill. But I also feel like there's so many songs that people haven't heard that are very unique to me and my voice, and I guess I want people to hear that side of me as well, and that's my mission really for the next album. Not to get
too personal, but I know you're engaged now. Congratulations on that. Does that change the album? I mean, it's obviously about you. I'm sure it's going to be about love. It's going to be about... No?
The album is about understanding that you can go the same places as you can with another person by yourself. That's what most of the album is about. And it doesn't matter whether I could be. I mean, I am. I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this person. He's a legend, so I'm really lucky. But at the same time, I think it's really important that women know that they can still, have an amazing time, with not relying on someone else for happiness. So that's what a lot of the songs are about on this album.
Will there be a love song or two? Any of that? Is
I
it
wrote
part
one the
of
other
it?
day, but it's funny because I tell so many stories in my music, and this is like one story that I feel like I want to keep for myself in a weird way.
Interesting.
And it's real, like it's very telling because I've always written about past relationships, but this one I just haven't touched, which I think is has some kind of meaning. I haven't figured it out yet. Like
It's soothing. Well,
it's
your
soothing,
voice,
yeah.
you have a very...
I've done a lot of weddings.
Have you? Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but like I love that, and I think that's why I always like have to give myself that kind of credit, because I just like to experiment. I've always experimented in pop music, and then I've also I love hearing my voice on the radio, so it's nice.
We're going to have her do a performance for you, so watch Ellie Goulding here on ampradio.com.